Welcome back, friends. Now, as I explained you in my previous lectures, that dispersion is nothing but finding out the deviation or how much it is deviated from a reference point or mean median mode. Anything, it may be possible. So, when I'm talking about the quartile deviation, now quartile deviation is nothing but how these quartiles are deviated from a reference point. Now, there are three quartiles, quartile 1, quartile 2, and quartile 3. So, quartile deviation, the formula is nothing but So the quartile deviation, the formula is nothing but QD is Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. So this is the formula of quartile deviation. And what is the formula coefficient of quartile deviation? So coefficient of QD is nothing but Q3 minus Q1 divided by Q3 by plus Q1 multiplied by 100%, right? So this is the formula for coefficient of quartile deviation. Now let's take this problem, we'll solve it and it will be clear. Okay, so the problem is given that calculate the coefficient of quartile deviation of the given frequency class interval or the continuous class interval data. Now here in this case quartiles is nothing but Q1, Q2 and Q3, and we are more concerned about Q1 and Q3. And in that case we need to find out the cumulative frequency, because if you remember, the Q1 formula was nothing but L1 plus L2 minus L1 divided by F multiplied by N by 4 minus PCF. PCF is nothing but previous class cumulative frequency. So we need to calculate the cumulative frequency. Let us do that together. So I'm writing it class intervals, which is nothing but age. Okay, so this is 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 15 to 20, 20 to 25, 25 to 30, and finally last class is 35 to 30 to 35. Now frequency is given 6, 8, 17, 21, 15 and 11. So I need to find out the cumulative frequency, right? So this is 6, 14, 31, 52, 67, and 67 plus 11 is 78. So total 78 is the frequency, and this is the cumulative frequency which is given, right? Now we need to find out the Q1 and Q3. So if you remember, the Q1 formula was L1 plus L2 minus L1 divided by F N by 4 minus previous class cumulative frequency. Now first we need to understand which one will be the quartile 1 class interval. That is the most important to understand. Now in this case N by 4 we need to understand. N is 78 and 78 by 4 is I have made a small mistake out here. We need to identify this is not 11, this is 13. In here I made a small, we need to make a small correction. This is not 11, this is 13. So this is 80 and total is 80. Okay, because this is 13. Okay, we did a mistake. Okay, let's come back. Now as we know that quartile formula is Q1 is equal to L1 plus L2 minus L1 divided by F. whole multiplied by n by 4 minus PCF, then in that case we need to find out what is the exact the quartile 1 class interval. So in that case n by 4, through that we can find out n is 80, 80 by 4 is 20. So 20 is falling under this class, right? So this class is quartile 1 class, and quartile 3 class, third quartile will be 3n by 4. That means 20 into 3, 60. So this will fall under this one, quartile 3 class. Okay, fine. We'll take it later on. Now we have identified which one is quartile 1, and then is nothing but L1 is 15 plus 20 minus 15 divided by F is 17, n by 4, that means 80 by 4, which is nothing but 20, minus PCF is 14. Correct? So if you calculate, you can use the calculator differently. We'll get 16.7647 is the quartile 1 value. Similarly, quartile 3 value formula is L1 plus L2 minus L1 divided by F whole multiplied by 3 into n by 4 minus PCF, right? In this case, quartile 3 is nothing but 3 into n by 4 will decide which one will be the quartile, third quartile class interval. So n by 4 is 20, 20 into 3, 60, 20 into 3, 60. So this is 52 cumulative, more than that is this one. So it will fall under 25 to 30, this class interval. So L1 is 25, L2 is 30, divided by the frequency is 15, whole multiplied by 3 into 80 by 4 minus previous class frequency, cumulative frequency is 52, right? So if we calculate, you can use the calculator, there is no restriction in that because we are practicing here. So it will be 27.6667, right? So this will be the value for quartile 3. Now we need to find out what will be the quartile deviation. So quartile deviation is nothing but Q3 minus Q1 by 2. So we have the Q3 value, which is 27.667 minus 16.7647 divided by 2, which will give us the value 5.951. So this is the value of quartile deviation. Now what will be the coefficient of quartile deviation? The formula is Q3 minus Q1 divided by Q3 plus Q1 multiplied by 100%. So in this case Q3 we have the value 27.6667 minus 16.7647 divided by 27.6667 minus plus 16.7647 multiplied by 100%. So if you calculate, we'll get it 24.54%. So in short, if we have this kind of group frequency data or continuous class interval data, what we need to do, we need to find out the quartile 1 and the quartile 3 value. That's it. So the moment we are having quartile 1 and quartile 3 value, we can use the formula of quartile deviation, which is nothing but Q3 minus Q1 by 2, and we can find out the quartile deviation value. Here in this case it is 5.951. Similarly, when we try to understand the calculation of coefficient of quartile deviation, the formula is Q3 minus Q1 divided by Q3 plus Q1. But as it is a relative measurement, what we do, we try to find out that or represent that entire data into percentage. So we need to multiply that by 100%. Now why it is 100%? Because 100% is nothing but 1, and we can multiply 1 with any number, and that number should not be changed, right? So that is the reason it is 100%. So here in this case Q3 and Q1, already we have calculated the value, and finally we got the coefficient of quartile deviation. The value is 24.54%. Hope you have understood. In the next lecture, we will be taking little bit complicated and little bit tough problem. okay, related to the group frequency, the continuous class frequency data. Okay, rather we'll try to take it open class intervals data. Okay, and how we can convert into continuous class interval, how we can calculate quartile 1, quartile 3 and all, and finally quartile division and coefficient of quartile division. That will be really challenging and interesting, right? See you in the next section.